Hello, Professor Houston and fellow classmates. My name is Lindsay Miller, and I am a graduate student at Walsh University in the Counseling and Human Development program. Um, so I just want to start off our textbook. It would be Hayes and Erford 2020 is the citation. Cultural identity was defined as the degree to which individuals identify as belonging to subgroups, various cultural groups, or categories is influenced by their experiences with others within and outside of a particular cultural category. Then furthermore, cultural identity, is contextual and can be shaped by historical and contemporary experiences with others. And again, I got that definition from our course text. So for my artifact, I got to spend time with my grandma going over a bit of our family history and looking through old photos. So the article that I looked up was The Importance of Family History in Shaping Cultural Identity, and I found this article by, I think I might be saying this wrong, but I'll have it linked in my description. I think it's Botero from 2015, that research on family history shares several common themes. Family history can be a personal journey of self-discovery. Another theme is projection into the past through identification with ancestors as people, and family history as a selective and creative narrative reshaping prior understandings of belonging, identity, and self. And I really liked that because I thought it was interesting that it mentioned that looking at your family history can kind of turn them into a person instead of an idea. So for the artifacts that I found, I decided to go with these marriage licenses from my grandparents' parents, so my great-grandparents. And it was really cool because my grandma had the original documents. So this is my grandmother's mother's not birth certificate, her marriage license. And this is her dad, so Luke Warrens. And then her mother was Florence Wardell. And then on top of the marriage license, they got this little book, which I think this is so cool because it's leather. I wish you guys could feel it. It's very soft. And then again, it has their original marriage certificate. And this is dated for June 9th of 1934. So this is my great-grandparents' marriage license. And then my grandma also had my grandpa's parents, their marriage license. So again, my great-grandparents, but my grandpa's. So Theodore R. Hendricks. And then Mildred and Sylvius, I believe is how you pronounce it. And then they got a little book too. Again, with the little certificate on the inside to signify them getting married. And this one is from July 6th of, I'll have to look down this, 1937. This one also I thought was a little interesting because on the very back there's another piece of paper and it's how to perpetuate the honeymoon. So it gives you like instructions on what to do with your honeymoon and how to make your marriage last. My grandma also had the original envelopes that they both came in. I also thought it was cool. I know this is a little detail, but the inside of the envelope is like this gold. So I just thought that these were really cool. I really enjoyed getting to talk to my grandma because, to be truthful, these didn't have a lot of significant meaning to me, but they had a lot of meaning to my grandmother. And she keeps all of her documents like in a binder with the plastic covers. So it was really nice to go spend time with her and have her explain her parents and her siblings. I got to learn a lot about my mom and her cousins and her aunts. So overall, I had just like a really nice experience getting to talk with my grandmother and learning more about my family. I think clients might have sort of a similar reaction to mine where they think it's really cool and interesting to see how things have changed. Like now when you get married, you go to the courthouse and you just get a piece of paper. But when my great-grandparents got married, they got almost two certificates. They got like the paper version, but then they got something kind of sentimental and more physical, something that would withstand time better. I I think that they would find it to be meaningful. At least I hope so. And again, to be truthful, I don't think this artifact from my family had a whole lot of impact on me as a professional counselor, but it definitely reminded me and reassured me that things that I don't believe have meaning doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have meaning to others. Because when I saw this assignment, the first thing that I was like, well, I need to reach out to my grandma because I don't have a lot from my family history, and I know my mother doesn't. But like I said earlier, my grandma had binders full, and she had a closet full of stuff. She had like a table that her great-grandparents had that had gotten passed down. So I did get to learn a lot, and I very much am looking at the impact that family history can have on my life differently, and I definitely will consider family history when I go into my profession as a counselor in the future. So thank you for listening. I know I went a little bit over, but I look forward to looking at and hearing what everybody else has to say. So I hope you all have a great week, and I look forward to this class. All right. Thank you.